Welcome back, guys. We're excavating here in Kidusi, Anitoni, and we need to read a few things. So let's select the castle to listen to the stories.
The line of the Elamites died with Lebne, last of the great kings. His heir, Mekdem the Young, was due to succeed him, but his younger brother Tomasi had other ambitions.
The evil younger brother. Okay, remove the ruins of the fortress to unveil the path taken by Tomasi that night. Okay. The more, yep.
Tomasi desired the throne, so he sent shademen to slay Mekdem and his kin. But things turned foul as Tomasi tried to flee.
Move the boulders. Where are the boulders? And that's the ruins. And there's the boulders. There we go.
Soon the last of the Elamites lay dead. One of Tomasi's retinue escaped, carrying with him the heirloom of Selamawi, the spear of the Rashi.
Okay. Find Caleb.
An explosion in one of your factories.
Well, we'll have to come back because we cannot afford to run low on gold. So we'll just get that rebuilt and go back. Right, so we need to find Caleb. Where is he, I wonder? Is he there? Ask Caleb. Something I am not too proud of is that Tomasi was my kin by marriage. My grandmother told me tales of the guard's flight to Kidusi and Anitoni.
You helped a man in Kidusi and Anitoni. He was on the spear's trail, and we believe he may be close to finding it.
Okay. Then contact the man.
And we will listen to Ketema's proposal. But be discreet. The spear is a secret to most.
Okay. Hello again. Thank you for your help earlier. I spoke to the priest. They confirmed that a soldier from Angareb came here long ago for treatment, but he's died of his injuries. He must be buried somewhere on this island. Help me find the cemetery. Okay. The entrance to the cemetery. Cemetery gates. The engraving reads Necropolis, yeah. House of a Million Years of Brian Priest. Okay, broken tomb. The stela is broken. Old visitor has died. Blah blah blah. Small tomb, neat tomb, old tomb, old tomb. House of a Million Years. Priest, her final words are ineligible. Small tomb. Royal Guard. Well, we have to report to the Angarebian. Alright. Find the tomb of Tomasi's guard. Look to the inscriptions on the tombs to identify it. It was the small tomb, wasn't it? House of a Million Years of Tilahun. The Royal Guard, the last son of blah blah. The last son of Ilam followed the rising sun, so his name was Tilahun. The princess must learn of this. Perhaps there is more about him in the library. And we didn't get to read the rest because I was too slow. Consult the books in the Kidusi library. The Ogdoad of virtues. 8 senses: touch, sight, taste, smell, hearing, wisdom, emotion, instinct. If something expresses itself through each of them, then it must be divine, as nothing can access human senses better than divinity. Since senses are our way of feeling and understanding the divine, and as such, training each of them is a virtue. Training but one is for naught. Okay. This is the... yeah, that is the library. The tradition of carving homes into the very rock of the mountain seems to have originated in Sile Amidos, but the people of Besa gave up on this architecture as soon as they settled in the Promised Land, for mountains were scarce. Following the depredations of the Sun King, the Suya on Kidusi, however, and the burning of the library and all it contained, and all many priests' homes, Kidusi and Anitoni resumed the practice of rock dwelling, building their temple within the living rock of the island so that it should be indestructible. This happened right after Surya's reign and the age of the princes. Okay. Treatise on heresy in the Golden Age. Yeah, heresy is blah blah blah. We already read this one. I think. Yeah. We read the rest. Litany of the Blessed Death. Alright, we already read that. Tilahun, death by severe sword injuries, not where it belongs. Old spear entrusted to the Ogdoad. Okay. You have it, but this mention of an Ogdoad. Why would they reference a book? It must be a mistake, or perhaps it's a riddle. Of course, they wouldn't have just written the spear's hiding place down. Clever. I'll need some time to think this through. In the meantime, why not something?
Take your time. I doubt we'll find it. Any clue might lead us in the end to the spear.
Okay.
The people celebrate your leadership.
When Tilahun died, the priests wrote that his belongings, including the spear, were returned to the Ogdoad. Do you have any idea what that might be? The name of one of the people buried here. The etymology would hint at 8 of something. Gods, statues. Could it be 8 virtues as described in a book? A breakthrough. So this Ogdoad is a creed, a belief in 8 cardinal virtues that must be observed by the priests in Kidusi and Anitoni. That's certainly interesting. It doesn't help us much. Look around some more and see what you can uncover. Okay. This excavation is almost done. When Tilahun died, the priest wrote that his belongings, including an old spear, were entrusted to the Ogdoad. We know from a book in the library that the Ogdoad are the 8 cardinal virtues observed by the Kidusi and Anitoni's priests, but I am unsure how that helps us find the spear. What do you make of it? If virtues are the key to sanctity, then the spear must lay in a highly sacred place. It is not the virtues we seek, but the book itself, the physical Ogdoad. Could the priests have intentionally meant the opposite of what they said, just to further mislead? I think it's the first one. The priests do not consider any particular place to be sacred above all others, aside from the island itself. Of course, anything natural is a home to divinity, an embodiment of the perfection of the 8 senses. In that regard, the island itself could be a manifestation of Ogdoad. Hardly a useful indication for finding a hiding place, though, even for the priests themselves. No, I believe this Ogdoad is pointing to a far more specific place on Kidusi. Alright. So we need to select a sealed vase, an ancient pillar, top of a carved headstone.
Celebrate your leadership.
Oh, I didn't read all that. Sorry. We'll have to pause if you want to read it.
Quite a store of history hidden here. More than anticipated. It shall remain exposed while research continues.
Okay. Ancient Harbor Registry. An registry of ships and their inventory for the harbor on Kidusi, arrival and departure. Thanks, Beryl. Ships and goods. One fragment at the very bottom of the headstone seems comparatively in a much better state of conservation, though it is far younger than the rest, as Kidusi Anitoni does not produce goods according to ancient precepts. Proof of the historicity of Kidusi's creed and practices, much to the High Priestess of the light. Okay.
The excavation can resume, but do inspect the statue. It may inspire you to write your chronicles.
Yeah. Alright, Not done there. Well, we need to go to the Arctic and buy back our shares.
There was more to this project than they let on. I sense underhanded ambitions to support their independence.
Okay. Back to Mbesa. Speed up time a little bit. Compound of native and basin fauna. Okay. I don't think that helps us. Such torturous thinking could be on par with the priest's secretive ways. If the Ogdoad is all that is holy, would that then imply that the spear itself is hidden in a place of evil? What sort of place could possibly be that distinction on Kidusi? Hatred for Surya would make them hold his tomb as a place of evil. Believe idolatry to be a sin. Perhaps they see the ancient statue as sinful. I think the priestess' hatred for Surya. It would certainly have been a clever ploy, but the tomb was left unfinished and unsealed after Surya's death. Yet another of his foolish ambitions broken by his just demise. Not enough of the tomb was built to hide an object like the spear. He barely dug beyond the entrance hole. The answer to our hunt must lay elsewhere. Alright, dang it. One of the walls of the old iron's roof, long destroyed, extensive carvings portray the early history of Mbesa. Queen Shaba's dominion of Mbesa. Man, I don't have time to read it. And now I can't click it again. That's annoying. Well, it's that, and then perhaps they see the ancient statue as sinful. The priests refused to go even near the statue, not even to tear it down. It seems unlikely they would have sullied themselves by coming close to it for long enough to hide the spear. No, I believe we need to look elsewhere. Okay. Looking at the furniture still standing inside, this must have been Kidusi and Anitoni's scriptorium during the Golden Age until Surya burnt it down. Okay, the book. And it'll certainly be in that case, there must be something specific about that book, something to set it aside from all others in the library. And any considerations on what that might be. The location of the book within the library and stored in the left wing. The object itself, a book made of wood. Its age, the book was written in the Silver Age. The object itself, a book made of wood. Wood is common enough material of books on this island, too common for it to be a defining feature. No, as to the spear's hiding place, must be something else. Alright. Its age, the book was written in the Silver Age. Kidusi lays to waste by the Mad King Surya just before the Silver Age. Most of the buildings and tombs on the island today were built or written during the Silver Age. Hardly distinctive characteristics. Alright, then let's try the last one. The location. The library is quite a labyrinthine, a fitting metaphor for a quest to enlightenment. Doubtless the priests would have found the imagery appealing. I've noticed the inscriptions above each of the wings. All of them are named. I expect these names hold the second part of the key to this enigma. Return to the library and investigate this trail. I shall ponder this further, and hopefully by the time of your return, I'll have made further sense of it all. Alright. So the names. So the foundation of Mbesa. A day in the life of a priest. Litany of the Blessed Dead. Treatise on heresy in the Golden Age. Click to read on troglodyte architecture. The Ogdoad of Virtues. Okay. The Garden of Forking Alleys. When Tilahun died, the priest entrusted his belongings to something they called the Ogdoad. We found a book by this title in the library, and when aptly named the Island of God. If the book's position in the library is assumed to mirror the spear's position on the island, we must discover that the Island of God, what the Island of God refers to. Therein lies the key to understanding this charade. Perhaps each wing is a representation of a specific place on the island. Perhaps each wing represents one of the islands in Mbesa. I'm gonna go with the second one. That's what I thought at first, but the Island of God is in Mbesa would be Kidusi itself. This brings us back to square one. Fair to say that would be far too imprecise. If we assume the clues were designed and for future generations of priests, it must be something they'd easily be able to identify. Alright. So, it's that one. Of course, remember the inscription on the library's frontispiece? Within the library is the whole of Kidusi. It corroborates your theory. If that is so, then the Island of God must be the holiest place on the island, the basin of ablutions, also located in the leftmost part of the temple, much like this wing of the library. So the library itself is a map. Huh. How simple, how elegant. An impressive deduction, my friend. Then, if the book is in the leftmost wing, we must look to a place in the leftmost part of the temple, a place where the Ogdoad, the eight virtues, could be represented, probably in the abstract. Okay.
Those clues, we should be able to determine where the spear was hidden.
Close to the temple. Okay, and to the left.
A story in the making.
Okay.
I have scouted the place, and I believe I have a plan. Meet me when you are ready.
And steal the spear of... Okay. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, we need to make a decision. The spear is near the entrance to the temple, which is under heavy guard. If take the road, I am certain to encounter priests, and they will doubtless be wary of the presence and identity. There's also a hidden mountainous path that would get me quite close to the temple, but it seems rather perilous. The mountain path seems best.
Loose rocks? I will need some sort of map to progress.
Okay, take a photo. Take a picture of the pier at the entrance to the mountain path. Or take a picture of the tunnel entrance into the mountain. Beware. Okay, we'll just take a photo of the pier. There we go.
Into the mountains then. Wait till you hear from me.
Alright, so that's done. Kidusi returned the strange case of the errant monolith. Prove the findings were fraudulent. Someone may help you in Kidusi. But who? Iskender the Isaias, the traditionalists. When I look to these monuments, I feel the path our finders laid out for us, the tracks we still walk. Okay? It's hopeless, Isaias. The age of giants is long gone, as is the knowledge we had of your work. Okay? We are ants, Iskender, but small as we are blessed with seeing the distant horizon and the Lord's open hands awaiting us there. That wasn't very helpful. What are these fellers? Nothing. Scholar. Okay, if only you can access the library. Check out the barrier. I should be praying at the fountain, but I left my walking stick at the temple. Oh dear lord. Okay. Did that give us another quest? No. They're from the artist. The tattoo is only granted once a priest is proven master of the Ogdoad. Until then, they must show deference to the elect by putting their hand on their heart. Okay. Again, not helpful. This person is supposed to be here somewhere, apparently. Or maybe it's just the center of Kidusi. It's none of these people.
The people celebrate your leadership.
Kept safe from flames in a sealed vase, the ancient tapestry is still quite beautiful despite its fading colors. It portrays the invasion of Kidusi and the sheer theft of strange plants.
I wasn't there when they pulled it out. I was staring longingly at the picture you gave me. I
Okay.
wanted a look, but they told me a priestess was examining it. When I returned from my break, the stone was back in the earth. I fear the trail ends here. Perhaps if we'd investigated earlier. Ah well, surely nothing nefarious.
Maybe.
Good timing. We come upon the lowest room of the library, covered with verse in the ancient script.
Okay. So then we have this. The carving. Two characters come face to face. One of them is kneeling, his arms adorned with the golden bracelets typical of Wadesha. He's holding up crops as an offering to the second figure. Bears Kidusian face markings. The carving is ancient, having lain undisturbed for centuries. On its frontispiece is a badly worn engraving, a legend perhaps.
Tribute to Kidusi, a testament to our proud heritage. It appears to be the ancient script of Ep187. A pity it was lost in Soria's great cleansing of the clergy. The secrets we might have learned.
Okay.
Some scholars specialize in deciphering ancient languages. They might be able to help.
Alright, so the scholar.
Sources on the ancient scripture. I'm told Wahadesher is something of a trove for forgotten lore.
Okay.
Perhaps Lord Katema's advisor, Bing, grew up in Wahadesher and received the finest education. He may well recognize these glyphs.
Okay. Well, we have to take a photo of it.
The people celebrate your leadership. The people celebrate your leadership.
I can't. Take the dang photo. Thank you. Submit that.
It is but a rough imprint with coarse coal, but the characters are recognizable.
Okay.
I expect your translation eagerly. Surely with this evidence, Lord Katema can no longer deny the legitimacy of our claims.
Okay. So there's this transcript. Well, that is almost done. But we'll wait for that. Let's quickly go to the Arctic. No. Buy those. Head back to Mbeza.
We found a man in the mountains. Wounded. Who sent us to you for aid. Perhaps you would like to explain?
Yeah, she is. Alright. I think we'll continue on in the next one. So they don't start a whole new chain of events here in this one. So for now, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.